Hey, what's going on, guys? So we got round 10 Indy Supercross, and I'm excited this week because it is the Triple Crown race, which is always exciting racing. Usually coming up, you get three chances to win a race, and then the combination of all three races that determines the overall. And I'm really excited. There's going to be whoops this time; they can't take them out too, which usually helps with some of the racing. So we'll see how this event goes. Now for the injury update, we have Dylan Ferrandis is out due to illness. Hunter Lawrence still out. Christian Craig still out. Most of those guys haven't really changed. And then you'll also have Cody Shuck out in the 250 class. And then soon we're gonna have in the West class we'll have Michael Mosman back in Seattle. So that'd be cool to see. But those are the injuries right now. And we have the Triple Crown event, which is so interesting, right? It's three races, and then the best of all three races combined is your overall winner. And it just bodes well for good racing. I think Anaheim too. We had really great racing, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Triple Crowns when they initially were introduced into the series, but now I think that they're just amazing to watch, and they do provide good racing. I also like that you kind of get to see the main guys race more, right? Because in a typical main event or a typical round of Supercross, the night show, you guys are only going to race like 26 minutes because you have 6 minute heat, 20-minute main, and then you have the plus one lap on both of those. Versus here for like the 450 class, you get 12 minutes times three, so that's 36 minutes. In the 250 class, you get like 30 minutes because they're, I believe, 10 minutes. So you get to see guys race a little bit longer if you're there in person, which is really cool for the fans. And I like to see that. And I wouldn't mind them going to like the super motocross format where they run two 20-minute motos. Um, so that would be cool as well because then you would see them for 40 minutes, or even if it's just 15 for the 250s and 15 twice, you still get a little bit more time to watch those guys ride because you really want to see the stars race. So I like the format because you get to see him race for a little bit longer as well. Now in the 250 class, you're gonna have Tom Vialle. I think is gonna be the favorite in this one. He's like usually known for his starts and being a good starter. And this is kind of the event where starts are key because you have to have three consistent starts. You might be able to get away with one bad race, but it can't be too bad. If you get two bad starts in this event, usually you can't win unless you're somebody like Jett Lawrence who might be able to work his way through the pack. But I'm thinking Tom Vialle is likely going to make it three in a row. I do think his biggest competitor will be somebody like Deegan, who's got the speed really to match him if he's in the flow. And Deegan, if he can get good starts, and so if he does and he gets three good starts, I think Deegan will try to beat him because he has to, kind of thing. With him being 12 points back. So we'll probably see a lot of speed come out from Deegan if he's up there near the front. But then you can't count out people like Max Anstey, who was riding great last weekend until his bike just quit out on him. And I was there in person. I saw the flame. There's a flame shot out of his bike from his exhaust silencer, and he just stopped going forward. It was really unfortunate to see. But he's good. He was making some moves at Birmingham, and he's got speed, so he could be a factor in there as well. But then also Cameron McAdoo, Mr. Consistent, and this is where consistency would pay off is in a Triple Crown. So if he's consistent in this Triple Crown, he might get his first overall main event as well, and that would bode well for him because he's only 1 point behind Tom Vialle, and that just speaks of his consistency. Unfortunately he's consistently getting second, but he is second in the points, and he's only 1 point back. So it wouldn't be a bad time to start getting some confidence and getting some wins if you were him. But I'm still going to hold on to that. It's probably going to be a Tom Vialle type race. But we'll see how it goes because we got whoops and things kind of happen with whoops, and this track can break down and get really, really tricky. So we'll see how it plays out when it comes to gate trot for the 250. And then in the 450 class, the top three right now have been Tomac, Webb, and Jett. Obviously, Sexton's there as well. Sexton unfortunately had a great race last week in the heat race, and then he looked good at the beginning of the main, and then quickly started fading. And I think that's because of arm pump. I think he probably hasn't been able to ride the bike that much with the hand contusion, trying to heal that up. So you'll kind of see him. He's got to get back into racing shape a little bit, and I think that was kind of a result of what we saw in Birmingham. I think he'll be better this week. I don't know. It's sprint races. There's three of them. So the third one might be a little rough, but I think this would bode a little bit better for Sexton if he can get a good start, which he's kind of been not the best at starts this year. So he kind of needs to get a start. He needs to get points. Bad. He's lost a lot of points over the last few weeks. So he needs to start making moves soon. Then Eli Tomac, who's just kind of unfortunately not been able to get a good start in the main last week. He looked really good in the heat race. He wasn't doing that triple triple single in the one section, which was letting Jett catch a lot of time in the heat race. He figured it out in the main, but he just got a terrible start in the main. I would love to see those two actually like have a true battle where they're hitting more of the same lines and kind of make Jett really fight with them. I know that technically they battled in Glendale. Bike wasn't really that set up. Tomac's a lot faster now than he was in Glendale. And then Daytona, Jett had that one rhythm section, and he gained a lot of time. Tomac had some bad lines kind of in Daytona. So I think I would like to see them actually battle when there's not like one rhythm section that really destroys the other rider his lap time. I think that would be cool for racing. I would like to see that. I think they're the two fastest guys on the track right now. I think Sexton could get back up there, but right now it's not looking the best for Sexton. Just as far as the hand and trying to get his conditioning back. But then you can't count out Cooper Webb. Cooper Webb's a dog. He's a fighter. He's sitting there in second. He's not able to really close in on Jett. That's a little bit faster for sure, but he is going to slowly start learning the pace if he keeps it up. And Webb will all of a sudden be racing a lot faster. And you'll kind of see him get closer to Jett speed, which would be really interesting to see. I mean, he's a dog. Webb's a racer. So I think if he can just keep getting behind Jett and learning, I think we'll see him really start picking up the speed later on in the end of the series. So I won't count him out, and hopefully he can win as well because he's the closest one in the points. And if he isn't, if he has a bad race or if Jett wins again, this series could be over quick, and Jett could really start cruising to victory for the championship. The only problem is Jett probably won't because Jett does want to win as many races as he can. I think he is looking for that McGrath title. So that's which could be good or bad. Good because then he can wrap up the points a couple weeks early. Bad because it also puts him in spots where he's racing harder than he needs to, which could lead to crashes and injuries, and that could screw up his outdoor series and things like that. So hopefully Jett kind of reins it in. If he gets too many points, he just kind of makes it to the end, and that's what's important. But I'm excited to see it. I'm hoping that Tomac wins or Webb, one of those two. So I just would like to see the points get a little closer, and I would also like to see Tomac, who's kind of due for a win, with as well as he's been riding. It hasn't shown in the results. I think he's due for a win here soon. So that would be nice to see. But let me know what you guys think are in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.